Happy morning, children. Welcome to 7th standard English class. Children, I am very happy to meet you through this video. In today's class, we are going to learn Unit 3 Prose. The title of the lesson is A Prayer to the Teacher. Children, turn to page number 54 in your e-book. So, this lesson is based on a speech made by Sabreto Bakshi. Now, we will see about the speaker of this lesson. Sabreto Bakshi was born on 31st May 1957 in Odisha. He is an Indian entrepreneur and business leader. He was a founder and CEO of Mindtree. Here, CEO means a Chief Executive Officer. As a part of the convocation address at the International Academy for Creative Teaching, Bangalore on January 6, 2005. So here, he is addressing the teacher graduating from the academy, and he requests the teachers to go beyond the syllabus and teach students the values and skills they need to live a useful and meaningful life. Children, have you ever participated or attended annual day or sports day celebration in your school? Yes, in every school conduct many functions or celebrations like Education Day, Sports Day, and some seasonal festivals are also celebrated in schools to inculcate and practice our Indian culture and traditions. On every function of the institution, there is a chief guest address where the head of the institution or the special guest address the gathering. Sometimes they advise, suggest, or share their own ideas during their address or during their speech. So, in this prose, we are going to hear a speech. This speech was a convocation address given to the teachers. Here the word convocation means a ceremony held at a university or a college when students receive their degrees on the successful completion of a course. In this convocation ceremony, Sabreto Bakshi addresses the teacher. It is a great occasion for the graduating teachers of 2005. It is also a great day for the faculty and administration to have given the world another set of people whose impact is going to be proportionately large. The speaker Sabreto Bakshi says, I am honored to be here with all of you to share your joy and hopes. As teachers, on behalf of all lives you will touch, I have a few things to ask you. At first, he says, I pray to you that you teach me the value of inclusion. Here the word inclusion means all people being valued irrespective of differences. The speaker first insists on inclusion, valuing all people irrespective of their boundaries like financial and educational status, caste, physical strength, designation, and nativity. So, without the sense of inclusion, we will not know that boundaries are meant to be pushed, not to be lived in. Here, the speaker gives 3 examples. At first, cleaning our house and emptying the garbage on the road because we do not feel the road is also ours. At second, feeding our child in the front of our hungry servant maid without a humanitarian heart that she also is one in our household. Here the word humanitarian means seeking to promote human welfare. Next, the third example, not taking the clothes whose neighbor's child to the movie along with one's own child, thereby not having a broad parental attitude. So, these are the three examples he says. Now, we will see the second point. In the second point, he says, I pray to you to teach me to communicate. He says, teach the students to speak and be able to write so that we can able to convey what we feel. He gave 5 examples from this second point. Now we will see one by one. At first, we must be able to communicate with a simple innocent child and nature. Second example, we must be able to communicate with the disabled person and the person who were hard of hearing the speaking. Third example, we must be able to communicate with those who are underprivileged and less gifted than us. Here the word privilege means a special right or advantage. Fourth example, we must be able to communicate with the people who are seniors and elders as well as juniors and youngsters. The last example, that is the fifth example, we must be able to communicate with all the living things as well as the non-living things around us. Now we will move on to the third point. So in the third point, he says, I pray to you to make me learn. More than that, teacher, teach me how I can learn to learn. Here the speaker feels that teachers should prepare students for the wide world by teaching them newer and difficult things. Next, as a fourth point, he says, as I learn to learn from unusual sources, I pray that you teach me to appreciate the interconnected nature of things. The speaker emphasizes to teach to appreciate the interconnected nature of things, like creating an awareness about nature when they teach the topic nature. For example, teach students not just teaching the concept of rising waves, but also teach the reason why the waves fall. Then teach the students not only the use of fertilizers and pesticides, but also teach even the damage they cause by killing the small creatures. Here the word fertilizers means natural substance added to soil. And the word pesticides means a substance used for destroying insects. Next, we must not just teach about the birds like crows and sparrows, but also teach what makes them to go extinct and how it could be prevented by saving them. So, from this fourth point, the speaker says, appreciate the interconnected nature of things. Next, we will move on to the fifth point. So, in the fifth point, he says, I pray to you to teach me not just the ability to answer, but also the power to question. Here, the speaker Sabredo Bakshi says that he wants to inculcate the ability to question. Here, the word inculcate means to teach and impress by frequent repetitions. Only if we ask questions, we get answers. If we get the answers, we can explore how to establish a better order of things. We will be more willing to accept that when we ask questions, we can be questioned too. In the end, truth will emerge. Emerge means to come out into view. From this fifth point, he says that he wants to inculcate the ability to question. Next, we will see the sixth point. In the 6th point, he says, as I learn the power of humility, teach me about how all things that sustain life on earth come free. Here the speaker tells that in this increasingly commercial world, all things that truly support life comes freely. Here the word commercial means relating to buying and selling of goods. Here he gives some examples. First, we do not pay the cow for the milk she gives. Next, the earth does not ask us money for the crops it gives. And next, the sun gives us light, the air that helps to breathe, the river that gives water, and the clouds which give rain do not get paid for their services. Next, we will move on to the 7th point. So, in the 7th point, he says, I pray to you to teach me the power of silence. Teach me also to raise voice to protect the truth. Here, the speaker wants the students to learn the power of silence. We should stress a point without raising our voice and to raise our voice when our silence hurts another life. Sometimes, silence is more louder than voices. So, in the 7th point, the speaker explains about the power of silence. Finally, in the 8th point, he says, I pray to you to teach me to develop a world view of things. Finally, the speaker pleads the teachers to develop a world view of things by having a one-word feeling. Poverty, disease and hunger in the world have to be removed. Patriotism in the world should not be intolerance towards religious and race. Here the word patriotism means the feeling of loving your country more than any others. And the word intolerance means unwillingness to accept views. So, enmity and wars in the future must be replaced with love for others. There should be unity in diversity and we should have tolerance towards the differences found in people. In this world, we do not want to be a foreigner to anyone and we do not want to treat anyone like a foreigner. All people in the world are our brothers and sisters. Children, here the lesson ends. So, the main theme of the speaker, Sabredo Bakshi, speech is teachers should go beyond the syllabus and teach students the values and skills they need to live a meaningful and useful life. So children, I hope you all understood the lesson. So next, we will learn the glossary of this lesson. Turn to page number 56. Glossary, syllabi, plural of syllabus. Inclusion, all people being valued irrespective of differences. Cutthroat, competitive. Less privilege means disadvantage. Animate, living. Fend, look after. Critical, extremely important. Next, page number 57. Indiscriminate, without careful judgment. Consumerism, the protection or promotion of the interest of consumers. Destruction, the action of damaging or destroying something. Next one is engulf. It means eat or swallow the whole. Scavenger bird, anything that feeds on dead animals, for example crow. Perch, to rest on or to stay on. Next, turn to page number 58. Enslaved, it means make someone a slave. Commercial, money-minded. Contemplate, think deeply about something. Now you look at page number 59. Bigotry, intolerance towards others with a different opinion. Illuminated, light up. So children, for today's assignment, you are going to write the question answers in your classwork note very neatly. So complete the given assignment and report as task completed in your group without fail. Thank you children.